That's how I felt when I read it. I loved it.
Oh yeah, there's a plant pot over there, go hide.
If you mess with the words, it's not the same.
Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been watching all these kind of junkets and the premiere and stuff coming from Cannes. You're over in London now, you're straight back into it. Seems like a lot of work, but at the same time, being part of a Wes Anderson cast always looks like being part of a kind of a quirky, fun, intellectually stimulating family commune. Does that take some of the burden off the kind of the all the interviews and the promo tour and everything?
Very specific question.
Hey, I'd like to
But
think
very-
about on
very
my
observant.
sprint over.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's very observant. I mean, it is like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a heightened version of, it's fun.
I've never done this before, so it's lovely to be able to go, what are we doing now? And then someone will tell me what we're doing, and
Yeah.
they're like, it's
Go along with it.
going to be okay.
Just get in the van.
Well,
remember what your name is.
you would never think you haven't done something like this before.
Right.
But we'll get
Thank
on
you.
to that. I'll be honest, Wes Anderson's on my kind of Rushmore of directors, no pun intended. Pun intended a little bit, really. Like, Wes,
But,
thank you. But his movies always seem so razor sharp, precise, that from an actor's perspective, I always wonder, is it like, going to actors' summer camp and it's just this wonderful, great thing? Or is it actually deceptively stressful when doing something that precise? Give me all your takes on it.
It did feel like a summer camp, but it also felt like going to school because there was so much learning that I felt like I was doing every day. And even on my days off, I think I only had about 5, I still cycled into work, and Wes would say, I would literally turn up in normal clothes. He'd go, what are you doing? I'm not dressed as a nun, you're not meant to be on set. I said, can I just watch from behind? He was like, oh yeah, there's a plant pot over there, go hide. Or like, oh, there's a table, go over there. It was just too much fun to not want to be there every single day. For me, anyway. I don't know about you. You were on set every day.
But when Wes Anderson calls, it's a motivation pill of sorts. It really, the script, the part, it's layered. It's full of contradictions, and it's got an arc. And then there's the cast, all the cameos, Michael, Mia. But in the end, it's like that saying, may all your wishes come true. There's a lot of work to do, and you got to keep your eye on the ball, or if not, you're gonna get, knocked down. And so for me I had to there was a lot of keeping myself focused from the beginning to the end, because I'm quite a bit in the film. So, and that's an honor. You just try to do the best you can.
We've seen you chew up some unbelievable roles over the years, from Usual Suspects and Traffic, and I wonder from an actor's if you do all the prep and you watch you in these roles and you're like, okay, he's bringing this to that, and you think of how many different takes he might have taken to get to that place. But in this, do you just have to kind of rehearse, set your character out, and then? Because you only get a finite amount of time. You only, you might be talking for 5 seconds and you get so much dialogue out. There's only so much improv. And...
Yeah, well, you have to respect the word, with Wes. You really have to stick to what's written. And you quickly find out that in his type of cinema, if you mess with the words, it's not the same. In other scripts, you can put, out of a scene, and it might help it. But here, because he's got a structure, and from my beat, it's her beat, and it just has to come in. Also, you do what you can. You use your imagination. You throw it out there, and then Wes will sit in the editing room with the editor and pick, and some things that you thought were terrible, they're okay, and some things you thought that were good is maybe not as good, But so it's you have to trust them, and that you know that before you walk into a Wes Anderson film.
I just want to quickly echo Benedict Cumberbatch's sentiments of Wes Anderson discovering Michael Cera as God discovering water. From a film fan's perspective, it does seem like a match made in heaven, but you do wonder, there's been so many movies, why this hasn't happened before. So tell me everything, who came up with the idea of the accent, why is it taken so long? Because few characters have brought me as much joy as yours since maybe Ruffalo in Poor Things.
I loved him in that.
And I think like you've got to have been loving the experience to kind of project that out to the audience. So
And that's how I felt when I read it. I loved it. I mean, I thought, it's great opportunity, a great character, a great invitation. I was so excited. And, I mean, it's just like the first time Wes has asked me along. The second time, actually, he asked me to do like a small thing in Asteroid City. But I would always have, of course, jumped at the opportunity to work with him and was just so excited to... And, when Wes said, I have a script, will you read it? I didn't expect the part to be this much fun and to have so much great stuff to do. So just can't believe it. It's just like, wow.
And let's briefly talk about the accent. It's a swing for the fences. And it must have been, how much of a deliberation was there when you guys kind of workshopped that? Because there'll be this idea of, we know Michael Cera, this is what we expect. And then within like 2 seconds, you're like, okay. Yeah. And then within 5 minutes, you're like, well, this is amazing. This is who this guy is.
Well, good. I mean, to me, it was like written that way, I mean, he's a Norwegian entomologist, so we kind of had to find out how to make that happen. I was a little nervous, I felt a little bit of nervousness about it from Wes, too. But we kind of slowly, worked it. We kind of, tiptoed around it. We were rehearsing. I was kind of trying it on a little bit and dialing it in a little, reading Wes a little bit, going off his reaction. But then we had a period to sort of hone, and then just picked our lane and ran with it.
What I love about it is it's a bit like when impressionists do a really good impression and they don't just change their voice, but there's a physicality. And then if that changes, don't want to give anything away in the actual plot, but it's so different, and there's a childlike joy in that. Anyway, guys, I have to leave. So good luck with the 800 other interviews you got to go. Good luck with the movie. Good luck with more Wes Anderson movies, because I likes to keep people together. And hopefully I'll see you guys back here in a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Nice talking to you. Thanks a lot.